Yeah.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, how you doing, Lee?
I'm very good, very good. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, let's just go through a few things. You've given up your time today to talk to me from our wonderful channel.
Sounds good.
And we're going to talk about a few cars and your life and history and what brings you here today. So, do you want to do a quick introduction to the guys that don't know you out there? And then either camera will do.
Okay.
And we can go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm Peter Cavallo, American, obviously, from New Jersey. I've lived in quite a few states. I'm not military, unfortunately. I was never brave enough to do what those guys and gals do for the countries where they live. And I moved to England with my English wife about 22 years ago and lived a few places, and now I'm in Essex and doing my thing. Peter Cavallo from ClassicAmericanCarSales.co.uk. Specialist in Mustangs and other muscle cars.
Yeah, you've got a great website. I've had a look at that.
Thank you.
I've been following you for a little while, and I've noticed that you tend to have a certain genre of vehicle, a particular favourite of my own, which is obviously the Mustang. And hopefully today we'll be talking about that in a bit more depth. But first of all, let's just go through you. Why the UK? Why, how did you get here?
I think we should start with how we met.
Okay.
So I had sold an Eleanor to Portugal, and the car was leaving for Portugal, and I have a lot of parts, but I didn't have a very specific piece, which is a knee bolster for a '68 Mustang that goes above the glove box. So I just put it out there that I needed one, and Lee said, "I'll give you one." And I go, "You can't give it to me, I'll pay you for it. I'll give you 50 pounds for it." And he goes, "No, I'm gonna give it to you, but what you gotta do is you gotta gift something of equal value to someone in the future." So we had a little problem with mailing back and forth, but somehow we got it to me. I can't even remember how. It was installed in the car, and Eleanor went to Portugal. So I was in love with this man for helping me out in such a way. And I waited, because I sell a fair few parts, I waited for a very specific person who would really appreciate a credit of 50 pounds on his parts. And I had a young man who needed some bits, and I quoted him the price. And then I told him right before he paid, I told him the story, and I said, "Thanks to Lee, you're getting a 50-pound credit." So he really appreciated it. So why I'm in England, how did I move to England? So my wife and I lived in Florida. We lived in Orlando near Disney World, heard the fireworks every night. And we had a business in a hotel, a very busy gift shop. And I got to tell you, selling T-shirts and Coca-Colas to sunburned English folks in Florida gets a little boring after 7 years. So unfortunately, with the horrible event that was 9/11, we found out that your business can go to nothing overnight. And then when that happened, we made a decision to move. And one of the places we thought about was England. And after we sold the store and checked out other places, Arizona and Chicago and Florida again, we decided, we were in Florida, Arizona, Chicago, and Sarasota, Florida. We decided on England. So we came out here and started our life, and 22 years later, I'm an old man and selling Mustangs.
Well, that's a hell of a journey you've gone through, which is great. I bet you've picked up lots of wisdom along the way, and part of the reason for speaking to you is obviously very successful. And, if you could see the property he's got, it's amazing. You've picked up a lot of information, and I'm sure there's things you could have done better, things that you've learned on the way. Is there something that, what's the biggest lesson you've learned, and what would you do differently if you were to do it all again?
What would I do differently?
That's a wasp, everyone. He's not just.
What would I do differently? I mean, to be honest with you, I've been messing with these cars. My first car that I owned was a Mustang. When I graduated university, I bought a '66 Mustang convertible that was a complete wreck. And the guy restored it for $14,000. And this car was a wreck beyond measure. A building had fallen on it. He did every inch of that car for $14,000. And it was actually from a place in Ware, Massachusetts, which is equivalent to the newer version of Ware, England, I would assume. I've just been addicted to Mustangs. My parents always had a Mustang. And then just over the years, bought more and more of them. And then a few years back, I decided to leave my job in the timber industry and started doing Mustangs here as a hobby, which has now gotten a little out of control, which you'll see in a little bit.